Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking about brows, and I've had kind of a lot of requests to do brow tutorial, but in terms of my brows, to be honest, I don't do a whole lot. You know, I'm not one of those people that conceal under the eyes and I spend 10 minutes on them. I've tried to refine my brow routine over the years. I've tried to keep it really simple but make them look natural but full at the same time, because that's what I like. Obviously everyone has different opinions of what they like, but I prefer a slightly natural, straighter brow. So I'm just going to talk with you about the products that I've used in the past and products that I would recommend to you no matter what colour, colour hair you are, colour eye you are. So the first thing that I used, the last thing that I used prior to the routine I have now, was the Browzings by Benefit. And the Browzings by Benefit, if you're not familiar with it, it's a powder and wax formula. So the powder's there and the wax there, and they do it in, I believe, 3 colours: light, medium and dark. I'm in medium. I would suggest probably a lot of people to go for medium. I wouldn't really go for dark unless you wanted, unless you had really black hair and you wanted a super heavy eyebrow. But I do recommend these products. I just blend them together and just use an angled brush, and that's really nice for a defined look, and it also stays on all day. Just for a super easy one, if you've got beautiful bushy eyebrows and you're so happy with the shape you don't want to do much with them, I recommend using a brow gel. I have tried the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel, and this is in the colour Brunette, and to be honest, because it's called Brunette, it's really not typically brunette. It has a lot of red undertones in it. I'll actually show you on my hands, and it's sparkly. Why do you want a sparkly brow gel? So I do like the Anastasia products, but I just don't understand why this is sparkly. Why do you want a sparkly eyebrow? And it also has gold flecks in it as well, but I still use it because I spent a lot of money on it. But this product's not for me. But if you do like some of the other Anastasia brow products, do let me know, because she does do a good brow range if you're willing to spend that much money. A simple product that I would recommend in place of that is the Maybelline Great Lash Clear Mascara. I've mentioned this before in another video. It's super cheap. It holds your brows beautifully. The only thing is that the formula is quite wet, so what I tend to do is just take the wand and just take off any excess formula and then put it on the brows, and that gives a fantastic, hold without any, colour or any sort of build up. Okay, next one that's out at the moment that's a really good product is the Maybelline Mastershape Brow Pencil, which comes in a spoolish form at the end, and the formula, which is slightly waxy, stays on for a long time. Just a really nice product, super cheap. Another one would be the Archery Brow Tint and Precision Shaping Pencil by Soap and Glory. Now this one is amazing because it has the felt tip edge, which can give you a really defined brow, and you can create a lot of hair-like strokes with it. This is in the colour Soft Blonde. They only do 2 colours. They do Soft Blonde and I think a Brunette colour. And the other side of it, which is good, has a wax formula. So what you can do is you can build a little bit of coverage with this, a little bit of colour, but it also sets the brows as well, which I really like. I use this on my sister because she has really thin brows, and if you tend to overdo them, they do look a bit artificial and unnatural. So this is the best product for natural brows. So these are the Lancome brow products. I've got Brun and I have Ebony, which is obviously black. Why do I have black? Because the black one obviously you can do on other people, and also you can use the black to define the shape and then use the brown to fill in. So there's a lot of different things you can do with that. 2 last products that I do recommend is the Suqqu brow product. Now, if you like super natural brows and you want to kind of maintain that youthful look where you don't want to look like, you've sketched your eyebrows on, anything like that, and you want a simple product from a good brand, I recommend the Suqqu brow pen. Now it is expensive, it's £22, but it's just the most realistic colour, and it's just a great product, and obviously the packaging is gorgeous. It's a super defined felt tip, and it's not very, the formula doesn't go so far, that's it. Like when you press it down, you do think that it's run out because not a lot of formula comes out, but at the same time it gives a supernatural appearance. Another replacement of that would be the Penultimate Brow Marker by MAC, which is a similar thing. This one's a lot more pigmented, but it does the same thing. It's a little bit thicker, that's the only difference. Okay, so now I've gone on to the products that I used to use in the past and products that I recommend to you guys. I'm just going to talk a bit about eyeshadows in general now. A lot of people like to use eyeshadows to define their brows. I recommend for blondes, Omega is a great one. Charcoal Brown by MAC. Any matte colour will be great for your brows. Just don't do it too red tone. Keep it quite a uniform brown colour. And generally when you're doing your brows you tend to go a little bit shades lighter just because you don't want them to look too fake. Now in terms of brushes, my favourite brow brushes for, you know, the eyebrows, the ones that, you know, I've used and would repurchase and love, my most favourite one of all time that I've been using for a couple of months now, actually probably almost a year, this is the Stila number 10. Now what's good about this is that it's really stiff brush. It really packs on the colour, it stays this shape. I've washed this about 20 times, it stays that shape. It's just a good brush for getting the arch, for getting the most defined look. It's perfect for that. So if you want to recreate your shape or you don't have much of a brow to start off with, this would be the brush for you. Okay, now these brushes are what I use at the moment, and these are kind of like a short shaded brush for detailed work on the eyes, but you can use them for your eyebrows. Now what's good about these is that they create a super natural look, and they're really good for filling in but also making, you know, a little bit of a line but not too much. Now this one is the MAC 231. And obviously you don't need to spend that much money on just a normal small brush. So another alternative to that would be the Bdellium Tool 755, which is exactly the same pretty much. So I'm just going to show you now how I do my brows. Now in the past I have been known to use Buck by the Naked palette. That's a good colour to use, and so is Naked. But I've recently been experimenting with eyeshadows, and I never really use my Inglot palette, but I have been using it for my brows. And I use this colour here. I'm sorry that I can't tell you what colour it is because unfortunately Inglot don't really name their colours. They have numbers, which is super confusing because I never remember what colour I am. So I'm going to use this colour here, and I'm just going to show you how I do it. So I've got my mirror here. I just take this brush here, which is the 231, and I'm just going to take a bit of that product there. And I'm not going to start off here because I don't want a lot of product to be here, you know. I want that bit to be kind of graduated, but not in a, you know, not in a made up way. I just want to start adding product about here. So I just start here, and you just want to fill in the sparseness really. So you just want to build it up basically and keep checking back about the shape. So recently in the past I had my eyebrows quite arched, but because my face is quite angular, in a way it's quite, you know, I've got quite a square jawline, I like to keep it a little bit more straighter. Not mega straight, but just a little bit more straighter. So I like to kind of fill in the arch a little bit. Okay, and then once you've, you know, applied all the product, you probably won't have a lot on your brush, so then you just literally just put the rest of the product on the start of the brow where, you know, not that much product is going to be. Okay, so that's one brow, and if you don't like the way it is, you know, you can just buff the bits out, or you can go over with an, you know, eyebrow disposable wand, eyelash wand, just to blend everything in. But that's generally how I like it, and as you can see it doesn't look drawn in at all. And there's no real product outside the brow line, it looks super natural. So I'm just going to do the other one now. And when you use eyeshadow, it's just such a quicker method to do it in, and it just doesn't take you long at all. But I suggest if you have thinner eyebrows or really thin eyebrows and you haven't got that much of a shape, it's probably best to define first and then do this method. Because I have got quite a nice shape and I like my shape, I just like to fill in the shape that I already have. So now once I've sort of, you know, made the shape nice and everything, I'm pretty happy with them so far. You know, you have to remember that when you do your eyebrows, they're never going to be totally identical, because eyebrows, you know, it's like the same side of your face. Your face is not going to be identical on that side as it is on that side. So just don't try to be too particular, you know, if they're exactly the same. As long as they look, you know, fairly similar, it's okay. So then I like to set them by using the Great Lash by Maybelline that I talked about earlier. And like I said, I just take off a bit of the product because it gets, you know, there's way too much on there. And if you didn't take off the product, you'd probably end up with no product on your brows. It would literally take all of it off. So this is just enough to do both. So yeah, that's pretty much how I do my brows. If you've got any sort of video response about how you do your brows, I'll be happy to accept it. And yeah, if you've got any questions, do let me know, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!